Hello everyone and welcome back to Ratting Road. I'm starting today's video off with the biggest possible thank you I could give to all of you. I passed 1,000 subscribers after my last video on the Greenery, and it's just an amazing, I just cannot believe it at all. It's an amazing achievement, especially for me, because I didn't ever think I'd get as popular as 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 people following the channel. To me that's just insane. So I just thank everybody that's a part of that number. Thanks to everyone that's given me support since I started. And just to say thank you as a whole, I'm going to be doing a competition to give you guys a chance to win a voucher from Great Eastern Models. The prize will be a £25 voucher, and you can put it towards anything. Put it towards a new loco or piece of rolling stock or some, a track or anything you need to get started on your layout, or maybe you can't get something because of the lockdown and things like that. I hope it helps out in some way or another, and I'm sure it will. So yeah, Great Eastern Models are kindly letting me give away one of them. They're a model shop based in Norfolk, and if you haven't checked them out already, I suggest you do. They're a cracking little model shop and they're very well priced. I use them all the time for a lot of my stuff. And they've also got a great little Facebook group as well. I'll leave a link to both of them and the group below in the description. Cracking group to be in as well. Always stuff going on. The Great Eastern Models team they're just a team like no other. They're a dream team, and I really do mean that. So yeah, it does mean a lot that they've supported me from the very get-go, and they're also supporting me now in this giveaway. So in the end, it gives them a bit of business, and it gives me a reason to do a giveaway. But you're probably wondering why or how you can win the £25 voucher. All you have to do is, as you probably know as viewers, I like to run my Class 66s with container trains. So you've got one of my Class 66s in shop now, just for those who are overseas and aren't really understand what I mean by a Class 66. So as this video goes on, there'll be several running shots in between footage, and then all you have to do is count how many container wagons are behind them. So comment your answers below, and the correct guesses or the correct answers will go into a draw, and then I'll draw the winner 2 weeks after this video is published, so it gives plenty of time for plenty of people to enter. And then I'll sort out with Great Eastern Models to send you the voucher direct, so it keeps everybody, it's the easy life for everybody that way. So yeah, I hope everybody gets involved, and I wish everyone the best of luck. And let's get straight on with the video for today, and I hope you enjoy watching it. So today I'm going to be carrying on with the depot again. Haven't got a particular goal in mind for this video. I'm just going to work away and do what I can in in the usual sort of time frame. Since the last video, I did do a bit of off-camera modelling, but what I did, sorted out my catenary masts, given them a paint up, and turned them down with some weathering. So now you can actually see them stand out from the scenery at the back there as well, which I quite like now. I just want to say a thank you to Colin over at Colchester International. He kindly and quite rightly pointed out that it sold around my registration arms the wrong way round, and I can quite easily hold my hands up and say when I've made a mistake. But as you can see, I have fixed them now, and I'll just pop a picture on screen just to show what they were like before, just so you can see. But Colin was quite right when I got it the wrong way round, and I have no idea how I managed that, because I've always paid close attention to pictures, but not quite close enough attention as it seems. And then over on the depot itself, I reballasted this piece of track because I took up a part of it, and I just sorted a bit out of it because I noticed that over time it developed a bit of a kink in it. So where it butted up to the point where it sort of straightened out, and it didn't look very nice at all, so I just sorted that out before I went any further. And because I didn't like the blend in track weathering either, that's now given me the opportunity to redo it, so I'm quite happy with that. And as Another thing you can see is I've added a ground signal from Absolute Aspects. It's a cracking little signal, I really do like it. I've got another one to fit there, but that one at the minute is temporarily wired up to a Pico switch, and I've got a couple of Gauge Master ones on the way. So once they arrive, I can get the other one installed and show you how to fit those. So yeah, there's just a few bits behind the scenes that I've been doing. So there's a few things straight away that I know I need to do, and one of them is finish that gravel path by adding the small amount of pigment to weather it down with, like I did the rest of the path. And then obviously I need to finish the weathering of the ground as well, all the gravel and ballast, and also the track as well, that needs to be completely weathered as well. And of course fit that second signal, and also just finish the detailing as well. So they're the main things I'm going to be doing in the video. So I'm going to get started on finishing the ground detail. So I received my scale model scenery order in good time, and I'm going to put some of these together. So within this little group you've got the 3D printed signal trackside telephones. So I'll be putting one of those in front of the ground signal I've already got on the layout. I'll be doing a couple of catch pits. I've done the bar type this time, and I've got a sign to make up as well. I bought one of the sign kits because the sign I wanted was the stop and await instructions sign, and then I've also got some manholes as well. So I'm going to get putting these together and paint it up, and then on the layout. Okay, so I've just finished adding in the last bits of detail. So there's the trackside telephone just there. Obviously once all the ballast has been weathered, it will show up a lot better. I put a manhole and a catch pit in the middle there. And then there's a stop, await instructions sign there, similar to the one at Ipswich. And I've just placed that there because I thought to myself that a loco would come into the depot, stop about there, and then it would have to wait instructions from the site manager or whoever conducts the operations on the depots, and then he's clear to go onto the head shunt and then reverse into the utilities. Or another example is he may have to wait for a loco to move out of the head shunt into the facilities before proceeding. So I thought that would be a suitable place to put it rather than the end of the head shunt, because that's where I was going to put it originally. And then up here I put a few more catch pits. So there's one there in front of the manhole that I placed in the last video. And there's another catch pit at the far end. And then there's another manhole just there behind the fairly large drain I put in the last video. So the detailing, or the primary detailing as I call it, is more or less there now. So what I want to do is over here. I don't particularly like how the whole depot is flat, and then where the track raises onto the mainline part, it creates the ballast shoulder, and I want to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to around here and just fill in the gaps with ballast and gravel, and I won't come all the way up to the signal just to avoid messing around with wires and stuff. So that will be the next stage when I come in the morning. So it's the following day, and today my gauge master switch is turned up, so I was able to permanently wire up this ground signal into position. So now I can fit the other one, and I'll show you how to do those. So these are the instructions that come with the ground signals, and they are really easy to follow. But what I first did was I drilled the hole in, which is a 4mm hole, and that's all loose in there net still, as you can see. You can still put it in and out. I glue those in final in the last stage, so I'm now just going to show how to wire these up. So here we are underneath the baseboard, and as you can see, there's the 3 wires poking down from the signal. You have a red wire, a white wire, and a black wire. So the red and the white wires go to the your switch terminals, and then the black wire goes to the 12-volt negative DC supply, and then you'll also need to run a 12-volt positive from the DC supply as well to the switch. So I'm going to get on wiring up, then I'll come back to you when I've done that. Okay, so now 45 minutes or so later, and the signal's all wired up. So as you can see, there's 3 wires hanging here. You've got your thick wire, which is the DC positive supply to the switch. And then there's the wires from the signal. So you have your small black wire, which goes to the negative DC supply. And then your other 2 wires, which go to the switch as well. And then the switch is here. As you can see, it's just hanging at the moment. So you've got the 2 wires on the outside of the switch are your signal wires, and then the red wire in the center is from the DC positive supply, and then that completes the full circuit. It is working, but I'll just show you anyway just to prove it. So as you can see, there's the signal there, and it's currently displaying a double red. And if I just flick the switch, and it goes to double white, and if I can just switch to get the switch back, and then it goes back to double red again. So it's as easy as that. Very easy to follow, very nice and easy to install, and they really do look the part. So what I'm going to do now is just get it all in its final position, glued in, get the switch glued into position, and then just have a tidy up of all the wiring underneath, and then I can move on. Okay, so there's the ground signal I fitted in the last clip, and as you can see, it's nice and straightened out now. And then what I also did was just fill in the ballast, which I knocked away when I was drilling the hole for it. So I'm waiting for the glue for there to go off. And then what I also did was fill in the ballast in this area as well, like I said I wanted to. So that's going off as well. And then what I also did on the main line is I filled in the ballast shoulder between the reception road and the main line because I didn't really like it anymore. And I also fitted some Pico dummy point motors as well to those points. So what I also need to do is run some dummy cables from the cable trunking and then underneath the track, and then to feed the point motors. It's just I need to have a think about what the most realistic route to do it is, but that will be something I'll do off camera and not in a video. So what I need to do now is just wait for all the glue to dry. My new airbrush came today after my other one decided to shear a nozzle, and I can't get the spares for it, so I've had to order a whole new airbrush. But at least I can get straight onto using it tomorrow when all the glue is dried. So that's now the track weathering all done, and I also toned down the ground cover as well, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So what I'm going to do next is do the static grass on top of all the track to get the overgrowth effect, and it's going to be similar to what the overgrown siding is, and then the areas where it's going to be more overgrown is on the two sidings that are virtually black, and then the other ones towards the back of the depot will be a lot less overgrown and have virtually none on it anyway. And then I'm also going to run a bit more near the fence as well, just to break it up a bit. So I'm going to get cracking on doing that. Okay, so as you can see, I've just started applying the static grass on top of the area, and this corner is where the overgrowth is going to be more substantial or more dense, if you like. But while I was doing this, I found an absolutely cracking method to tidy things up a little bit. So once you've applied your grass and obviously went round and got all the excess off, and you're still not happy, you still think you've overdone it, then what I did to tidy this lot up, I got my finger and I just pressed quite firmly, and then you just want to run your finger along and everywhere, so all between the rails, or wherever you've got static grass. And what you'll probably see is if you push hard enough, you'll see the fibres start to come loose and jump around a little bit. So that means you've done it right. And then what that does is that it sort of brings up even more of that static grass, so it comes away from the glue, and you can just get it right enough. And now I'm very happy with how it turned out, because before I really did think I overdone it, and when I went over it with the Hoover, it didn't quite get enough of it up. But I've done what I just said, and I think you can agree it's improved it 100%. And then so that's that. And then as we come round here, the grass gets a bit more dense, so you've still got some of the gravel showing through. And these 3 tracks now won't have any overgrowth in. What I might do is I might just get some tiny little little bits and scatter them out a little bit around here as well, and around the other tracks. But for the most part, the 3 tracks in shot now that are no static grass on them will be left untouched. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to just carry on and finish it. So that's now the grass coverage all done, and as you can see, it starts off heavy and then it gets lighter as it comes towards the exit of the depot, and then when it reaches the exit, it pretty much stops. So around here at the entrance to the depot, it's fairly light, so I've put it in between the tracks on the points, in between the 2 entrances, and then you've got a little bit around there, all the detailing and ground signals around there, and it comes up around the point work there, around all the signage and ground frames, and then just all around the individual sidings. It gets heavier into the corner, and then I put a little bit on the sidings there just to make it a bit more interesting, so it doesn't just virtually stop all of a sudden. So I'm happy with how it's looking. So what I need to do next is just the finishing touches. So I need to finish the gravel pigment in there, and also map out the path where it will cross over, and then come up here to another crossing around there somewhere where the drivers will be able to cross, and then come down here to access the facilities over on this part of the depot. And obviously other stuff as well, like adding some bushes and shrubs, particularly along the fence lining, and then just add some finishing touches like the buffer stops at the ends and the lights, etc. So there's plenty I still need to do. Okay, so that pretty much brings an end to the video. I hope you enjoyed watching it and learned a few things. Again, regarding the competition, obviously feel free to put your answers in the comments below. How many wagons you think you saw behind a Class 66, and obviously the correct answers will be entered into a draw, and then you'll be winning the Great Eastern Models voucher. So again, best of luck to everybody, and I hope everyone gets involved. So that pretty much brings an end to the video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Any questions, feel free to ask, and feel free to leave your thoughts. Just to end the video, I want to just shout out our channel I believe deserves some attention. So the following footage was sent to me by Jeff from Parkway, and that's who I'll be shouting out. As you can see, this layout is absolutely phenomenal. It certainly is, in my opinion, and because it's an N-gauge layout as well, it just makes it even more impressive, because you're working with that much smaller scale. I've discovered this channel a few weeks ago, just before the start of lockdown, and I'm really enjoying watching Jeff build the layout, seeing the layout progress. It really is eye-catching, and I really do love watching the clips. I mean, you can probably see why they're just amazing. So as I said, it's an N-gauge layout, and I feel like N-gauge doesn't really get much attention on YouTube compared to the larger scales. So yeah, you can really see how well detailed the layout is, and I really did believe it deserved more attention. So a few facts about the layout by Jeff. It measures 16 foot by 8 foot. So you can imagine the long, nice trains that you can run on that space. Jeff particularly likes his HSTs, which you can gather from the footage as well. So he does have some nice long HST sets. So if that's your sort of cup of tea, then please do subscribe to him. He started building the layout last year in summer, so around June 2019, and it's coming up for a year old, and you can see the amount of work he's put into it in that time, which I think is even more impressive. The layout features a station along with a couple of TMDs, as well as a town scene, and then he's got so much stuff planned, like a river scene with a viaduct and a heritage station. They're just some of the things he's got planned. I don't want to ruin anything for him, so that's all I'll say for now. But like I said, he's got a whole massive list planned, so if you are interested in seeing his layout progress, then please go over to his channel. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can find him easily, and just give a subscription. He really does deserve it, I think. That's enough of my voice now, so I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and again, any questions feel free to ask, and I'll leave you with some more last running shots of Jeff's amazing layout. Take care guys, and happy modelling, and stay safe.